What's up, guys? Welcome back to another video. Rope Monster coming at you here from beautiful Playa del Carmen on a Saturday morning. Last week I did a video walking from Plaza Fundadores, just kind of a vlog style video showing 5th Avenue in 2025 all the way down to CTM. And some of you expressed a desire to see the part of 5th Avenue north of CTM. So that's what we're going to do here bright and early on a Saturday morning. And that noise right there is a theme, a common theme in this area. You're going to hear a lot of construction noise because this area of 5th Avenue is absolutely blowing up. We've got the beloved Captain Sandwich here. I've done a video on the pancakes there, and that is basically the size of a wedding cake. Really difficult to finish that, especially since I had chilaquiles right before that. So we're here on 48 North, and we're just gonna walk north on 5th Avenue all the way probably to the entrance of Playa Punta Esmeralda. I was speaking with someone yesterday at the gym who's been here for about a month, and she has not yet been to Playa 72. And so I wanted to show the entrance to Playa 72. To me, that is one of the best beaches in Playa del Carmen. Unspoiled, you've got the jungle and the mangroves, a beautiful path through nature to get out there, surrounded by flowers and butterflies. So I'll point out the entrance to that beach when we get there. And you can see Saturday brunch is in full swing here. Got the famous tropical tacos right here. Oye, ¿qué tal? Good, man. So they got brunches there now. As mentioned in a previous video, they have these chilaquiles, and it's basically a secret menu. They don't have a breakfast menu per se, but if you go there, drop the Rope Monster name and say you want some chilaquiles de cochinita, pulled pork, they will likely be able to make that for you. And here's the new Ceviche Corazon location right here on 52. For those of you who don't know, the old location is no longer there. I think they're building a condo building there, unfortunately. I mean, hey, good, more housing. But the OG Ceviche Corazon will be missed. Hola, hola. This place seems to be getting more and more popular. Mi Yoya. I've got a liter of coconut water to hydrate up for this walk, because it could be a long one. Now guys, 5th Avenue goes all the way down to a neighborhood called Nicte-Ha as well. I may not show that in this video, or maybe I will, but the theme is that you'll see less and less businesses as we go north, and more mangrove and nature. The coffee shops, etc., will become fewer and farther between. So we've still got a couple breakfast and brunch spots up ahead, and then basically just quiet, peace and quiet and nature beyond that. But this area of 5th is definitely becoming more and more popular, and it has become much safer. About 77 years ago, I want to say, they outlawed alcohol sales in Colosio in this neighborhood, and that made a big difference in the level of delinquency, crime, vandalism, robberies, etc. And so that's one thing to know about this neighborhood, guys. If you're walking up here and you want to have a beer, you can certainly do that. You can legally drink a beer on 5th and 10th Avenue, but you cannot buy any alcohol up here. So you'll have to do that at CTM or before crossing CTM if you want some beach beverages or a walking beer. All right, guys, Crisol right here, always popular, always full. I really like their food. I did have one experience in there that kind of led me to not go back. Unfortunately, I was served some chilaquiles with some cheese that was it was no longer good. The cheese had gone sour, and I complained about it, and they didn't seem to want to make that right, and so they have lost my business forever. Maybe I'll go back in and give them another chance at some point. But you see what I mean here about the nature, guys. Look, we're getting into these flowers, and this is just pure jungle and mangrove all the way to Paradisus. It is uninterrupted. There's a resort called Paradisus that we'll get to in a moment up here at Playa 88, but otherwise it's just pure jungle, and so you'll see a lot of birds. Hey, hola, hola. A lot of birds, a lot of wildlife. There are even crocodiles in there that you'll see from time to time on the walk out to Playa 72. So guys, we've got the one and only smoke shop up here. It's kind of nice not having people constantly saying masaje, smoke shop. The vibe is much more tranquil. People aren't trying to sell you anything. We are now on 62 and 5th Avenue. And this is a bike path here that runs basically all the way down to the Punta Esmeralda entrance and a little bit beyond. So from CTM north, you've got about 3, maybe 3.5 kilometers of uninterrupted bike paths. So you'll see a lot of cyclists, joggers, rollerbladers, etc. enjoying this path. I like to ride my longboard. I have a Katrina longboard that I ride on this path, and that's a lot of fun. And a big shout out in order for Brentley, and also we had, I want to say, Steve and a number of folks doing super thanks on a couple of my previous videos. So really wanted to thank you guys for the support of the channel. It really means the world to me, and I just can't thank you enough for the kindness. Thank you guys. So there have been some attempted construction, some builds here that have been taken back over by nature. You can see the bright flowers, bright pink flowers off through there. We do have one cafe right here that's really popular amongst folks in this area. There is a location as well in the center, and that is Bajo Cafe. This is the Quinta location right here. Really good spot to grab some coffee, espresso, smoothies, smoothie bowls, breakfast, lunches. They're open till I think 4 p.m. So that's a good spot to hit after your beach day, or if you want to do a long walk up this way, you can grab lunch there, and the prices are actually pretty reasonable. They have like a chicken yakimeshi that's really good. Chicken and rice with veggies. So shortly here, guys, we're already coming up on the Playa 72 entrance. One of the themes too, though, you'll see, guys, as we get a little farther north, the neighborhood gets a little bit more rough around the edges. It's not so polished and clean. Starting to see a few more street dogs, a little bit more graffiti. And I've noticed too, the dogs actually some of the street dogs seem more aggressive as you go north. I was going up toward Nicte-Ha on my longboard a couple weeks ago, and a couple of dogs actually got kind of aggressive with me, so just do be aware of that. And actually I met a guy, he had a wound on his leg, and I asked him about it, and he said he got bit by a dog. So I believe actually that was Nestor over there who works at Tropical Tacos. The guy we just said hi to a little bit ago, he was bit by a dog. So it does happen. He seemed to be okay, but it looked like a pretty painful wound. All right, guys, here is the Playa 72 entrance. Now, I'm not gonna walk out here. I've shown this in plenty of other videos, but I wanted to show you just real quickly a brief glimpse at the type of path, because some of you haven't been up this far, and I highly recommend it. You've got about a maybe 500 meter, if that, 500 meter walk maybe out there to the beach. And it's just a beautiful, beautiful walk, very peaceful. And guys, if you like this style of video, just let me know in the comments. Just a chill morning walk, vlog style, very few edits. Let me know by smashing the like button for me, subscribing if you haven't already, and just let me know in the comments if you want to see more videos like this one. Alright guys, pressing along, we are on 74 and 5th Avenue, and you can see the vegetation getting thicker and thicker. There's more bird sounds. Looks like an apartment for rent there. I might have to call on that. Fun fact, the only monkey that I've ever seen here in Playa del Carmen was right here on 76th and 5th Avenue. And he was jumping from this tree right here all the way over to that cocoa palm, and just having a good old time. And I think there was a fence here before, a higher fence, and he was playing on that. Anna actually noticed him and pointed him out. I wouldn't maybe have noticed him, but that was really cool. I didn't expect to see a monkey in Playa anymore, but you know, there's certain species that have this as their home, and so you'll see also certain birds in this area that you won't see in other parts of Playa. For those of you who are bird watchers and nature lovers, this really is a special area. More new construction going up here. Another cool thing about this part of Playa, guys, that I'll point out in a little bit is there's some really nice murals. One of my earliest YouTube videos, the thumbnail photo was taken right up here on 80th in front of this lion. And I believe I uploaded that video exactly 1 year ago. I want to say 1 year ago yesterday. And so we'll see a lot of beautiful artwork on this walk. Maybe I'll leave a link to that video in the description below so you guys can check it out, because it does show this part of 5th Avenue 1 year ago, and so you'll see quite a bit has changed. And I believe the thumbnail was something like this. So I really like this one over here as well, this turtle, sea turtle and jellyfish. Such a cool vibe. And now you can see it's just thick jungle all through there as we approach the Playa 88 entrance. This is another just iconic mural up here, one of my favorites, the rabbit. So a lot of beautiful photos to be taken up here. The colors, the murals, the flowers. So for those of you photographers or, you know, professional or amateur, this is a really fun place to come take photos. There is also one of the only, if not the only, coffee roasters in Playa del Carmen, way up here at the end of 5th Avenue. And maybe I'll hop on my longboard and show that for those of you who stick around to the end of the video. Show you where that is and the current prices on freshly roasted coffee. And they've got coffee from Veracruz, Chiapas, Oaxaca, so that's a really fun outing if you do have a bicycle or a scooter, or you're up for just a really long walk. It's about 2.2 kilometers north still from that Playa 72 entrance I just showed. I will probably show a little bit of that at the end of the video so you can kind of see what that neighborhood looks like over there in Nicte-Ha. We're coming up on the Playa 88 entrance and Paradisus right now. And here on 86 there is a restaurant. If you're coming out to Playa 88, you've got two options here. You've got Casa Venado right there, and then up here there's another one. This is 86th. Sun is shining, life is good. So Casa Venado, I've had the chilaquiles there about a year ago. It was actually pretty good. This one here, La 88, I've had the espresso. Shout out Randy the diver and Julian.
Shout out Randy.
So we had espresso here, game planning for our cenote trips, and that was actually really good. So here is the Playa 88 entrance. I will jog out there briefly just to show you what the beach looks like at 88. I think a lot of people miss Playa 88. What's up? Hey, what's up, brother? Good to see you, Oscar. All right, and still running into friendly faces all the way up here at 88. He works at World Gym. All right, guys, let's walk out this entrance briefly and I'll show you the beach, and then we'll press on a little bit more to the north all the way to the Punta Esmeralda entrance. Peace and quiet. So Playa 88 is regarded by some as the best beach in Playa del Carmen. I think it's a really, I mean, there's an argument to be made for it as we get closer and closer here to the entrance. I think you'll see why. And there are actually facilities here. You've got showers, you've got bathrooms, and you can't say the same for a lot of beaches here in Playa. You know, which can be a huge problem, especially if you're taking your family to the beach. You've got kids who need the bathroom or something like that. All of a sudden you've got to pack up and go find some restaurant or some type of facility you can use. So I'll show those facilities here. I believe they're a 5 or 10 peso donation. I think just 5 pesos gets you access to the bathroom. I'll double check that. Maybe it's gone up. And then also Punta Esmeralda. This guy does not care. Also Punta Esmeralda also has facilities up there. And so I may show the entrance to Punta Esmeralda. And they're always maintaining this, keeping this clean. Disculpe, ¿cuánto cuestan los baños? ¿En serio? Ah, chido. Gracias. Excelente. So even better, guys, they're free now. I think it used to be a 5 peso donation, and the lady would actually get, sometimes I would come out here and swim. I used to live very close to here, and she would actually get angry with me if I didn't have the 5 pesos. But look at this, guys. Look at this entrance right here. If you didn't know, now you know. Playa 88. I'm gonna walk out and show the palapas. And it looks like we got some pretty big waves today. All right, guys, this brings me back. Playa 88. I used to come out here every morning because I used to live on 92 when I first moved to Playa del Carmen, when I paid a whopping 6,500 pesos for my apartment. Those were the days. All right, and check out these palapas. You've got free palapas, and the color of the water is just gorgeous. And very little sargassum in the water, and it looks like they've done a nice job of raking up the sargassum here on the beach. So that is really good news. Absolutely gorgeous, guys. And of course, Punta Esmeralda is just down there, and there's a separate entrance to get out to that. You can of course just walk the beach all the way out there, but I'll show you the entrance from 5th Avenue here in just a moment, and maybe walk out that one as well. I'm feeling good, feeling hydrated, got the coconut water. All right, the breeze is kicking up. I may show the menu here briefly at La 88 for those of you who want to see that. Let's see if I can pop in there. You can see Americano, 37 pesos, Cappuccino, 53. Pretty solid coffee prices. Hola, hola. Permíteme ver la carta. Gracias. All right, guys. Hola. All right, guys, so here at La 88, if you want to just freshen up with a lemonade, 42 pesos, Jamaica. Huevos al gusto, 119. So, you know, you can get yourself a $6 or $7 breakfast here, and then hit the beach. That way you don't have to cook at home or waste any time. You can get right to the beach, grab yourself a coffee and a breakfast. And smoothies, guys, 79 pesos for the mango smoothie is not bad at all. Sandwiches, once again, in that $7.50, $8 range. Some snacks, chicken nuggets, guys. Children, kids, rejoice. You got your chicken nugget options. And I'm talking about big kids too, like me, who still love chicken nuggets. 89 pesos. So, and then also you got some options like fajitas. You got chicken fajitas right here, 169, guys. So really actually a reasonable option. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you've eaten here, if you like the food. I've had the smoothie, the coffee, and those were delicious. Hey.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it's good?
Yes.
The food is good?
Yes.
Excellent. Awesome. Thank you, guys. You too. All right, so you heard it here. The food is delicious, according to those lovely ladies. Ah, sun is shining. And now this is what I'm talking about, guys. The neighborhood from here on gets a little bit rougher around the edges, but still quite safe these days. In the past, I've heard from the police that you shouldn't go north of 88, and I think up until maybe a year or two ago that was true, but it seems pretty safe these days. I wouldn't recommend walking around here too much late at night by yourself. Things do happen. I've had people approach me when I used to live right up here, and I was walking home at night. I've had people approach me and ask me for money, things like that, but nothing ever happened. Never any serious issues. It just didn't have the same safe vibe as the part from CTM up to 72 and 72 to 88. So I used to live just right up here, and that was fine, but lots of street dogs, guys. I'm kind of happy I don't live this far north anymore. I do have a buddy who lives now in Nicte-Ha up here though, with his girlfriend, and they love it. So They're big into cycling. They have no problem riding the length of this bike path to go into town. And they prefer being farther away from the center, farther away from the party and the club noise. Neither of them drink or party, so for them it works. And I think one trend that I've noticed down here, guys, is a lot of expats, immigrants, whatever you want to call us, raising families. A lot of people pushing baby strollers, a lot of little toddlers running around. I've met families from Northern Europe, from the US, from Canada, raising their kids here. And they really like the tranquility and quiet of this part of Playa del Carmen. And there is another cafe up here near the Punta Esmeralda entrance, guys. So if you're not quite ready to stop and have coffee or breakfast at La 88, there is one more option up here. And I'll show that. What's up, Josh? Good to see you, man. And that's crazy. I was literally just mentioning him, and that's the guy I was talking about who lives up in this area, and he loves it. Seems happy. All right, guys, and this is the other cafe I was just talking about, Rocco's Cafeteria. And once again, you can get an espresso, 44 pesos. You can get all sorts of things here. Desserts, like a brownie, 42 pesos if you just want something sweet. If you want a breakfast burrito, 55 pesos, guys. Now, talk about cheap, talk about prices getting cheaper. You can get a half-liter smoothie for 42 pesos, baguette, 80 pesos. So, all sorts of good options. You can get a torta, 70 pesos sandwich. So here you have it at Rocco's Cafeteria. And so the farther north you get, not only do you get more peace and quiet and nature, but you also get a little break on the pocketbook as far as the prices go. Hey, buddy. But you do get more of these guys roaming around. And they do get a little noisy at night sometimes. And it seems like anytime you're ready for your midday nap, that's also when they start barking. All right, so we got maybe a 3 or 4 minute walk up here to the Punta Esmeralda entrance, and I'm feeling pretty good. I'll walk out there and just briefly show what that looks like. And there are facilities out there, which comes in handy. I was able to just use the restroom at 88. So we are now all the way up to 100 North and 5th Avenue, as you can see there. I've talked to a number of people, subscribers and people I run into in the center, who didn't think that 5th Avenue actually goes this far. And so this video is to kind of show that yes, 5th Avenue goes on and on and on, and it's a really nice option for your morning walk if you feel like just coming down and exploring. And the rents are quite a bit cheaper up here, guys. I will say, if you are a budget traveler, you may want to look up here, but with the knowledge that this is a very different vibe. This, as we get into Nicte-Ha, is more of a Mayan community. And so there's a mix of Spanish and Maya spoken up here. And it's a different feel. It's not for everybody, but I know some people are really, really happy up here, and I really enjoyed my neighbors, getting to know my neighbors and the local shop owners when I lived on 92. It was a pleasure. So you can see, you know, you got dogs rummaging through trash. Hey buddy, what'd you find? Anything good? And so the trash piles up. There's a lot of graffiti, and so it's not quite as well maintained. But that's to be expected. And the same thing is true with the beaches up here. They just don't have the resources to clean up the sargassum as much as, say, at like Playa Mamitas or Playa 38 or even Playa Coco Beach. So now we're all the way up to 106, guys, and we've got more murals, more really gorgeous art to see here. And so just zigging and zagging and exploring some of these side streets is a really nice pastime. Hey, buddy. There's an orange cat who lives up here somewhere. I'm always looking out for him. He's a really sweet kitty. Let's see if we can see him. He's usually right around here on these stairs. And we're getting up to the entrance of Paradisus, and then just beyond that is the entrance to Punta Esmeralda. We're here on 108th and La Quinta Avenida. Ooh, I think that was a budgie. These birds flying by are just gorgeous. They have kind of a yellow and red chest. Really cool. All right, my friends, for those of you who have stuck around to this point of the video, thank you so much. Really appreciate you guys. We are now at Paradisus, and it's kind of weird being, seeing kind of the street dogs and the trash, and then just walking a couple more blocks, and you've got this, multi-million-dollar property right here, and really high-end resort. This is an all-inclusive, and if you look on booking.com or Airbnb, it is quite expensive. And then just beyond here, we'll see the entrance to Punta Esmeralda. I'll take you guys out there with me and show you the facilities and what the beach looks like all the way at the point. And Mark and Melanie, Playa Canucks, shout out to you guys once again. They really like Punta Esmeralda, the peace, the kind of meditation vibe out there. And I couldn't agree more. When I'm wanting to kind of get away from it all, I'll make myself a thermos of jasmine green tea or something like that, kick off my shoes and do a long barefoot walk all the way out that beach and beyond to the north. It does continue on to the north of Punta Esmeralda quite a ways. So this is as far as I will go on 5th Avenue on foot. I'll show you the Punta Esmeralda entrance here, and then I'll probably go back and grab my longboard and take a ride all the way down to that coffee roaster spot just to briefly show you guys the prices and the vibe down there. So once again, we've got some vendors here selling, shrimp and chorizo and stuff. If you are needing a beach snack, and you can see here, blue flag, Playa Punta Esmeralda. And I believe they're going to pave this. They've brought it down. This used to be a cobblestone road, which I kind of liked. It was a cool vibe, but not so great on the suspension of your vehicle. And so it looks like they've brought this all down to grade and they're going to pave it. For better or worse, I don't know that I like that. I kind of like less pavement in the world, but looks like that's what they're going to do. So guys, this is about once again, maybe a 300-400 meter walk out here, and I'll show you once we get out there. I'll continue filming, but I'm not going to film the whole walk out. It is very peaceful and calm though. Lots of flowers and butterflies. All right guys, we're almost to the beach here at Punta Esmeralda, but check out this thick, dense mangrove here on the way out, just teeming with life. Bienvenidos a Punta Esmeralda. Playa Punta Esmeralda, here we come. Now you've got two options when you get to this point. And if you go straight, you'll get out to the very tip of Punta Esmeralda, which is where we're gonna head. If you go through here, you'll see there's actually a cenote and a river, and a really good place for families, for kids to hang out. There's little palapas right there. Hopefully you guys can see that in the shot. You know what, I'll walk out and give you guys a closer look. If you appreciate the legwork, let me know just by smashing the like button for me. That's all I ask in return. But many of you may not know about this spot, and it's a little oasis. Absolute paradise. The sand is groomed and free of sargassum. Looking down here, all the way down, you can see Playa Coco Beach all the way down there. So we're quite a ways north. I've covered some ground today, and you can see here, this is actually a cenote, and we've got crystal clear water in this river that goes right into the ocean, and of course the iconic Punta Esmeralda swings. It's a really good photo op there and a good place for the kiddos. So now you know, if you didn't know, Punta Esmeralda. So what if we now go straight? What does it look like out there? Also beautiful. Spoiler, it's also gorgeous. All right, my friends, we have the facilities here, as mentioned. Really nice, clean bathrooms and showers, changing rooms here at Punta Esmeralda. And there used to be a Punta Esmeralda sign up here, and some palapas, but I believe the tropical cyclone last June claimed both of those. So those are no longer here, but still a beautiful beach. And gaining some popularity from the look of things. I'm not used to seeing even this many people out here, but I think people are catching on that this north part of Playa is worth visiting. Look at this, guys. Whew. Beautiful. But as mentioned earlier, you can see here the beach is groomed and free of sargassum, and then to the north they just don't have the resources. That's a long stretch of beach to the north of here, and you're gonna have a lot of sargassum typically piling up there. But I love the view from here. It's a good place to get the late in the day sun. You lose the sun on those beaches over there before you do here, because the sun sets right over there. And so if you're trying to maximize your sunshine, Punta Esmeralda is just a gorgeous place to spend the last little bit of the golden hour. All right, guys, I'm gonna go back, grab my longboard, and I'll take you on one last little journey all the way down to the very end of 5th Avenue, where there is a delicious coffee roaster, and I could definitely use a double espresso. Got to get Java wasted. Still waking up. So there you have it, my friends, the north part of 5th Avenue from CTM all the way to Punta Esmeralda, demystified. Hopefully you guys found some value in that, and the video answered some questions for you as to what this part of 5th Avenue is looking like here in 2025. Thank you all for stopping in for the video. I really appreciate it. And just smash the like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already. It means the world to me. I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks again for stopping in. Rope Monster out. As always, guys, if you enjoy the content, smash the like button for me. Subscribe if you haven't already. It means the world to me. Vámonos. man, the cement is way better over here, guys, in Nicte-Ha. It's better than the bike path. I'm cruising right now. Gracias. That was really nice of her to hold her dog. The dogs love to chase me on this thing. They just always want to see what the gringo tastes like, you know? Sabe diferente. And we're almost there, guys. This is the very end of 5th Avenue. For those of you who don't know what this looks like, now you know. And without further ado, I'll put up on the map where we are so you can check this spot out. This place is called Kawa. I'll show you the sign and the storefront, and we'll head inside and get Java wasted. Let's do this. All right, guys, here at Cafe Kawa, we're gonna head inside. We're gonna see how much a kilo of Primo Chiapaneco or Oaxaqueño, Cafe Oaxaqueño, will cost us. Compare that to the prices over at Chedraui and determine, is it worth the journey all the way down here? Well, first of all, it's a pretty sweet trip down. If you have a bike, if you have a longboard, it's just a fun ride anyway. And the reward at the end, you get to get Java wasted. We'll grab a double espresso as well, see how much that costs. Let's head inside. Got some bad news, guys. The prices have gone up. Look at that. Cafe Chiapas, $385 for the kilo. It used to be quite a bit cheaper. So Cafe Nayarit, $395. So still good quality, good deal, but the prices have gone up substantially. That's a shocker. But I guess that's why I do this, you know, as I can share with you changes like this. You used to be able to get a kilo for under 300 pesos. I want to say 275. So I think I'll still check out what the double espresso costs, maybe grab a coffee. But now, guess what? Panificación Castillo has coffee again, and their kilo is only 320. So now we know that Panificación Castillo, which I featured in Cheapest and Best of Playa del Carmen Part 1, is actually a better deal. And it's way closer, it's in the center. So you can come over here to Kawa for the experience to try. All right, so they just explained to me that the prices went up between 90 and 100 pesos depending on the variety of coffee, and they explained that it was a global shortage of coffee. So, you know, it's something that we ran into it at Panificación Castillo. They didn't even have coffee for 2.5, 3 weeks. So I think at least this is a good alternative option. If everyone runs out of coffee, it's still better to pay 300 and something a kilo, 390 a kilo, than to not have coffee at all. I think we can all agree on that. All right, guys. I just ordered a double espresso of the most expensive coffee on the menu, and I want to see if it's worth it. This is the Pluma from Oaxaca, so I'm going to try that in just a moment. All right, guys, the double espresso Pluma Oaxaqueño has arrived. Look at that. Let's try it. Num num num. I think that's actually worth 415 pesos a kilo. I think I'm gonna get one. I'm here now. Gotta show some love for Kawa and support. Cheers, guys. Hello, por favor, un kilo de pluma. Molido. Pero puede ser molido como ahorita mismo? O... Sí, okay. So they're gonna grind it fresh for me here. Talk about good service. And I actually just noticed they have some specialty coffees that are even more expensive. I'll show you those in just a minute. All right, guys, I got my kilo of Pluma right here. And yes, it's not the cheapest, but I have to say that's about the best espresso I've had in a long time. Is it better than Panificación Castillo? I won't say it's better, I'll just say it's different, and totally worth the 415 pesos. The service was incredible. They let me come back there and film the grinding process. They ground it to order exactly how I needed it for my espresso maker. So life is good here in Playa del Carmen. Now you guys know where to go. If there's no coffee at the stores, Chedraui, Walmart, the shelves are dry. You heard it here from the Rope Monster. Boom, Cafe Kawa for the win. All right, guys, and as mentioned, they have specialty coffees that go up to 795 pesos a kilo. The Geisha specialty coffee, 795. Nayarit honey specialty, 685, and 595 for the Atoyak. So maybe when the channel hits 10,000, I'll come back and grab that most expensive one, the Geisha. I gotta know what a $40 kilo of coffee tastes like. So keep an eye out for that here in a few months when we hit 10,000 subs. Guys, the bike path is way nicer down here on this end as well, and just north of Punta Esmeralda at the moment. And check this bike path out, beautiful. Whee!